For 2023, the Nissan Pathfinder is trying to recover its roots as a very rugged, tough, body-on-frame SUV. Well, this new Pathfinder is none of those things, but it certainly looks the part. This is the Rock Creek. It's a brand new trim with bigger tires, nicer paints, some extras on the interior, even under the hood. So let's go find out what it's really about, off the road and on. Stuck between a rock and a hard place? Go trade in your car online with CarGurus. You can sell it online by typing just a few details. You'll get contacted by dealers across the country. They'll price it, and if you like it, they'll pay you and pick it up. The Pathfinder has stuck around for 5 generations. It used to be Nissan's version of the Toyota 4Runner, but ever since the 2013 model year, it felt more like a minivan. The newest Pathfinder brings some of that old magic back, especially with this new trim, the Rock Creek. When you get a Rock Creek, you get big Rock Creek tires, Toyo Open Country AT3s. These things are really thick and meaty. That's what you want on an SUV. Beadlock style wheels, nice two-tone, just like the paint. Black roof, deep green paint. Kind of reminds me of British racing green on a Japanese SUV. Pretty cool. What's also cool is how it looks in the front. You get a nice headlight design here, LED, LED, LED. Nice stack. That's a nice design trend happening these days. Nissan does it well. It wears it well on the Pathfinder. It's like an upscale version of the new Rogue. Now what it doesn't have, a suspension lift or any skid plates. Right up here, it's silver plastic. Right down here, black plastic that's really there for aero and fuel efficiency. So you don't get extra clearance or lift, and that means that when the going gets really tough, you're not gonna go. Walking toward the back, the giant roof rack, a nice metal roof rack, very thick, 220 pounds of max capacity, nice little loop separators in the rear as well. And also back here, there's an exposed towing hitch and a trailer wiring harness connector. Usually some of these things on the family SUVs are completely sealed and you gotta really dig underneath the bumper. Not on this Pathfinder. Plus, 6,000 pounds of towing is among the class's best. With the third row folded, you get 45 cubic feet. With all rows, it's 80. Good space in the Pathfinder, 17 cubic feet behind this third row. The Rock Creek, this one has some optional rubber mats here. This one velcros to the back of the seat backs. That's helpful. There's also an under tray here for some extra hidden storage. But there's not a full-size spare tire, so if you blow a Toyo, you'll be on a donut. Nissan made sliding the seat forward pretty easy. One button right over here. You can't actually push this too far forward because then you won't be able to actually get back in here. And here's what I mean by that. Now it's saved in the proper position. If you tilt this too far forward, that lets you have more access. That's great. Now watch. Now my knees are really squeezed. So you better hope that whoever sits here is nice to you. The Rock Creek comes with standard captain's chairs in the center console, and standard on every Pathfinder, 3-zone climate. Other than that, you're not really finding too many luxury features. Even if you step up to the Platinum Pathfinder, it's not as opulent inside as, say, a Kia Telluride for the same exact price, but space, can't really beat it. I think the Pathfinder has a nicer interior in both fit and finish than the outgoing Honda Pilot and the current gen Ford Explorer. Next to the Toyota Highlander, maybe it's neck and neck. It's kind of up to you in terms of style, but in terms of me, how I see the fit and the construction, it's pretty good. When you buy a Rock Creek, you get Rock Creek seats and a Rock Creek armrest. That and orange stitching throughout, including on the dash and on the center console. The seats are a mixture of leatherette and cloth inserts. I think it's actually a better and more useful way to have these seats than full leather. The Rock Creek sits in the middle of the Pathfinder lineup. It's basically an SV that's been modified, so you don't get a panoramic moonroof, not even a regular sunroof. There's no heated wheel, for example. There's no garage door opener, and the mirror is manually dimming, not automatic. And you can't get it any other way. Aside from a few accessories, this is it. You're looking at the standard 8-inch screen. The upper trim Pathfinders have a 9-inch with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. This doesn't have that, you need a cable. And it looks dated because this. Graphics could use a reskin. Nissan's working on that, but you're not gonna find it on the Pathfinder. Otherwise, yeah, you have everything you need. Nav is not available on the Rock Creek. You do get nice 360 cameras. That's something Nissan has really done a great job with for a while. Front camera's very clear. And when you pop this into the off-road mode, you get a nice side view so you can see your right-hand side tire. Upper trims have a full digital instrument cluster. You can see our other Nissan reviews for that.
But you're not shortchanged with this smaller one. I like how the analog gauges work. I like the graphics in here better than the main touchscreen. And there's plenty of standard driver assistance features on every single Pathfinder, including forward emergency braking, rear emergency braking. And you get adaptive cruise control and lane assist. That's part of Pro Pilot Assist. Now, not every vehicle out there has semi-automated control. This one does, and it's pretty good. In every Pathfinder, you get a naturally aspirated 3.5-liter V6, a nice old-school engine shared with the Frontier, and the Infiniti QX60, 9-speed automatic transmission, with paddle shifters, with a sport mode. Sport mode doesn't really do anything sporty whatsoever, but it's there. And in the Rock Creek, you actually get 11 more horsepower and 11 more pound-feet of torque than in other Pathfinders. So it's 295 horse, 270 pound-feet. Not a difference that you can feel in any sort of way, because when you're pushing the Pathfinder Rock Creek, you're fighting all of the friction of these all-terrain tires. It's constantly there, and that affects not only acceleration, but braking as well. Aside from the road noise, which disappears at highway speed with those tires, the Pathfinder is a pretty comfortable car. It is. This is meant for long-distance, straight-line cruising. That's what it's for. It's really the Nissan Quest alternative of the modern era. There's no more minivans from Nissan, and there probably never will be in the United States. So this is kind of the biggest and best thing they have. So for this amount of cash, 45 grand as tested, you get Pro Pilot Assist, which is nice. So it's one button here, then you hit set. And on marked highways, it'll self-steer. You still have to keep your hands here. There's nothing like an infrared camera monitor, so it's not as advanced as some of the newer systems you'll find in some other vehicles like GM Super Cruise. But this works pretty well. And it's not even on a lot of Infiniti models. Like if you get the QX80, the big SUV, this technology is not on that. So it's on the Pathfinder. Especially on this trim, it's nice, because even though there's no heated wheel and a few other luxury features that you would find on, say, upper trims of the Pathfinder, this is good technology to have. When I look at three-row midsize SUVs, some of the best handling ones, Ford Explorer. That one's based on a rear-wheel drive chassis. The Pathfinder doesn't quite have the same steering accuracy, and the suspension is just way softer. So everything that's great about it on a straight, long cruise, not as great when the road is getting twistier or narrow. It feels like a large SUV. The Jeep Grand Cherokee is another great example, even in L trim. You can watch that video review because I compared both of them. It just drives a lot better. There's better handling vehicles that also ride better. But the Pathfinder, for this price, delivers on a lot. Nissan's made a lot of improvements to steering over the years. A new Rogue is a lot better. The Pathfinder follows in that respect. And it tracks pretty well, even with these all-terrain tires. But you're never truly in full control. It's not a driver's SUV, let's just put it that way. Now granted, if you're driving, say, like a 2003 Chevy Trailblazer and you're trading up to a 2023 Pathfinder, well, this is going to feel like a Nissan Z in comparison. It will. But the thing about it is that a lot of other SUVs in this segment really do strike a better balance between the ride and handling. This is more about ride, and there's nothing wrong with that. Just be aware that this is not going to be your vehicle if you're, say, in the Tennessee mountains or going up into New Hampshire where things get zigzaggy in a hurry. You may want to reconsider. Fuel economy. Check out those numbers. Low 20s. They're the worst in the entire Pathfinder lineup. Also to be expected with these tires. You pay a premium to look cool. Always do. Just like the handling, there's a lot of suspension play when you're under braking. The brake pedal feels okay, but it's just a really heavy vehicle. That's how it feels. So I'm now pulled off in my usual off-road spot. It's a light trail. That's what the Rock Creek is really meant for. Nothing too hardcore. These tires work really nice over small rocks. But I'm not going to cross over big rocks or the creek, which is just ahead. because despite there being changes to the suspension geometry, there's no lift. So without a lift, you're not gonna really cross anything more, and to be honest, it's just a matter of how well the wheels are soaking up the bumps. This one definitely rides softer than a regular Pathfinder. So on this type of road, just a light dirt road, there's a lot of places near me in Connecticut where people live on and they've never paved them. That's where this type of truck works. It just seems like it's a lot tougher looking than it truly is. But you don't feel bad crushing ice or doing anything with these tires. I do like that quite a bit. But here's our little creek here, and there's some rocks underneath that creek, but the Rock Creek, it's not gonna handle either of those things, so reverse.
The Rock Creek isn't really a true off-roader, but neither is the competition. The Ford Explorer Timberline, Kia Telluride X-Pro, and the Honda Pilot Trail Sport all look the part, but they're not really about going off-road. If you want to do that, you can get into a Subaru Outback Wilderness, which we've also tested. Among mid-size, 3-row family SUVs, it's a pretty good value right here. There's a lot of competition though, and to be honest, I don't think it measures up at the top. It's more like the middle when it comes to interior refinement, the technology that you get, and overall performance. This is good, don't get me wrong, but I don't think that even with this Rock Creek trim, it's pegging the Pathfinder to the top of my list. But what do you think? There's a lot of good things about this vehicle, and there's a lot of other SUVs that we're testing, including the new Honda Pilot. So check us out at CarGurus.com, subscribe, and we will see you next time.